Man, what's going on? It's your boy Brandon Bird. Man, really, man, I want to definitely just jump on here. I know it's been a minute. Definitely want to give my piece on this malrespect of white women or whatever, black, non-white women, what I'm gonna call racial women. Just because I don't feel like I want to keep saying, describing what I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna use one word and just tie into a non-white, non-black woman or person. But yeah, man, definitely everybody talking about this Yes Jewel. Now let me just put it out there, man. Yes Jewel was not that hot. She's not that hot really physically anyway. I mean, you want to say she got ass. I mean, that's not really, white girl ass and black girl ass is still totally different. It's totally different. I know a lot of people kind of maybe don't think it is. I said no, because white girl ass, black girl ass is a little bit different. But I was going to also want to put my 2 cents to, Yes Jewel was not that big. I mean, actually, she was only popping in a few scenes, mainly the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't really popping on the West Coast. She, in certain norms of society, she was known. But she wasn't like known into the part like everybody around the country knew who Yes Jewel was. She really didn't get into the know. Really after she really started attacking black women and she started making disparaging remarks about black people. That's what really put her in the know, and that's why I look at her as a white supremacist. Or if she's not a white supremacist, she has racial bias. Now, any person that's basically not black have racial bias. That's an instinctively emotions and thought process. It's not if it's not an if, it is. So that's already a given. When they become white supremacy thinking is when their ideology actually just switch and become profound. Racial bias is almost like instinctive. So while white supremacy is more of an organized, collective thought. So that's basically what it is. She always had that mind frame, that mentality and that thought process. So she went beyond racial bias. To me, she was basically using white supremacy thought process and converted it into a profound racial bias. To me, racial bias is basically, like I said, it's more instinctively than the actual physical thought process. So that's what. So let's just move. Let's just kind of snip down the button and move on to what I really want to talk about. And it's not just Yes Jewel. It's any girl that's basically a non-black girl that come into black society. They don't need a CoSign. Any other group, especially the men, you need a CoSign. You need a CoSign to get into black society. And I know some blacks also too that go against the CoSign and this CoSign anyway. It's almost like they're irrelevant. Cause let me also break it down. This ADOS culture, and I call it ADOS culture now because It really is what it is. That's what the culture is that you're in right now. Is ADOS culture. It's not other groups. Other groups can participate in ADOS culture, but they're not the main protagonists of the culture. They're not the guardkeeper of that ADOS culture. There's no other group that's the protagonist or the gatekeeper of Black society or ADOS culture. No other group and no other uh, black, other non-ADOS black groups can become the staple of ADOS culture. Because, like I said, ADOS culture is very unique and very unique in their own the way of the language, of the food, even from the music, from the just how we influence the English dialect. When you think about it, well, why people call it Ebonic, even though there's an actual technical, cynical name, it's called Black Vernacular English, that actually is very influential, and actually influential part of the Latino perspective cultures, like Chicano, New York, they call it New York Spanish. That's basically used by a lot of New York, Puerto Rican population. That's an influence of basically a Black vernacular. And Black vernacular is actually, when you want to think about it, is actually a pan-Africanist. It's a pan-Africanist unifying coded of language. Because you have many black African slaves that was coming over. You had other slaves that was coming through the Caribbean over. A lot of those slaves came from different backgrounds, different languages, different cultures. They all basically had to coexist as now one unit. And that's where basically Black vernacular, or where a lot of people like to call Ebonic came from. But the thing about white girls and all that, they don't think they need a cosign from black women, because in their mind, the main people, their main motive is monetary asset, monetary sexual asset. I say monetary because they make money off of black men. And like, if you want to say who's really picking who, is it white racial women or black men? And I have to look. I've seen both angles on both sides. It's always been a monocle of white or racial women really making money off of black men. Now, the black man is a staple of black society. They are the one that actually control the culture of black society and where it stems from and where it goes. That's why I think there's a little civil war between black men right now, because you have a lot of plethora of different types of black men trying to steer this culture into something that other black men finally taking notice and not being cool with the situation. So there is a civil war with that. Like the murder mook, a lot of niggas really did not really like that shit. I didn't like that at all. That was a bad look. That make black men feel very simp, very thirsty. Especially if we're looking at a woman from another racial group, and especially a white woman. So that was definitely not a good look. And yes, Jews do take, like other women, they do take digs and stabs at black women. There's a lot of different groups of women that don't like black women. Even when they're dating a black man, they rarely would like to be around black women. Like white men, even white men don't really like to be around black men a lot. But most black men understand there's a street cred to it. There's a a staple almost. There's a solidarity in a way to actually putting a stamp on some accreditations, if you want to say. So that they will keep, and plus also that the black man's a staple in culture. So you having a black homeboy or whatever, a black white man or racial man having friends with black men keeps them in the know of things. But yeah, but most other women they don't really need don't need cosign for black women because they look at black women as really not being almost like an unimportant. They look at black women like they're unimportant to really to even go to or even show respect to, even though a lot of them in a way copy and emulate and try to appear to be a black copy, you know, but uh, they still have, they still have, um, like a jealousy in there. And it also could be hate as well. You hear me, fam. But yeah, it's more like it's like jealousy as well, but it's also just it's not, it's like almost like a lack of respect, and that's something that's very, very new. Like I said before, any woman that do get with black men, they had to be some type of co-signer. Now today age, there's really no co-signing. So and there is a disdain for black women towards with white women or even racial women that have a disdain for black women. So that definitely have to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably drop maybe a little bit more video to explain more into that. But yeah, like I said, there's really white women don't really need a cosign from black women. Not when they get access to their men or get access to black society. And I think that black man is starting to wake up. Is starting to now realize that these women, there's really dark intentions in this now. And I think black men starting to, not all of them, but there's some men that's starting to. So I'll get up with you guys real soon. All right, what?